All right, hey guys, I'm gonna invite some of y'all here. I've got to do a different angle here because can you see me? A lot of light behind me. All right, happy day. So we are having technical difficulties here in the RV. Electric is out at the moment. There was like a storm that came through. There was like a power surge, and we have no power. So yeah, that's going on. But I wanted to talk to you guys about creatine today, and this is something that I didn't know a lot about, and then I did some research on it because I heard it on a podcast, on Rob Wolf's podcast. He discussed it, the biology behind it, and I got interested, so I did some more research and actually started taking it. So that was about, I'd say 6 months ago or so. So, what I wanted to discuss with you guys is, what the heck is creatine, first of all, and why should you take it, or if you should take it? Are you in the category of a person who should take it? And pretty much the short answer is yes. So, and I'll tell you why. So your body already makes creatine. This is something your body naturally produces. So this isn't something that's just like exogenous or different, or that something that your body is not used to. Your body creates its own creatine. Okay, so when you eat like a high protein meal, let's just say a steak, your kidneys take in the amino acids from that and creates creatine. And creatine is a part of kind of the musculature energy source, called, and it's created into creatine monohydrate. So it's a direct source of energy for your muscles specifically. It's being made specifically to feed your muscles. Okay, so probably the assumption is, if you're taking creatine, then you're one of these like bodybuilders and you're going to get all pumped up and you're going to put on a lot of weight. This is not the case. Your body can only use so much creatine, right? So the issue is, excuse the dogs, is that sometimes we just don't create enough creatine. Maybe we're not eating high enough protein levels. Maybe our body isn't converting those amino acids as well as maybe they should have. Or if you're doing more high intensity kind of workouts, like some of our Fire Team Whiskey workouts are definitely high intensity intervals, right? We're a big fan of high intensity intervals. This is a way to kind of make up for the quick depletion that happens with creatine in your system. So creatine actually does get depleted very quickly by your muscles. So if you're doing, just kind of a slow and steady kind of workout, not really pushing it too hard, really, lifting very heavy, you're kind of doing an easy, just like an easy bike ride or something, you're not going to burn through your entire source of creatine in your muscles. But if you're doing heavy lifting, high intensity intervals, sprints, things like that, it's going to deplete your creatine very quickly. So you'll see, and I definitely saw this when I first got into high intensity intervals, even with some weight training, you may not see the muscle gains that you're kind of expecting when you're working out that hard. So what one of the reasons is that A, you probably need to eat more protein because you need more amino acids to feed your muscles, right? So, but B, you need more creatine. So again, this kind of goes back to my point of not eating enough protein. This is a big, big issue. And don't worry about eating too much protein. I mean, you have to eat an insane amount of protein to get to the levels of where it becomes dangerous. But if you are eating within 1 gram per pound of body weight, then that is a great number. Okay, so you might see a number out there, 1 pound per pound of lean body mass. Blech, I'm trying to say this right, and that's okay. I would say that's the bottom rung. So that's the bare minimum, right? We don't want to do bare minimum. We want to do, the kind of the Goldilocks technique. We want to do just right? So we want to have the just right amount of protein. So I would say definitely make sure it's a good source of protein, that you're not just consuming protein shakes as your source of protein, which a lot of people do. And also they're using the protein, the plant-based protein drink, so you're not getting the complete amino acid chains that you need for muscle build. So make sure you're getting animal sources of protein as well. Okay, so what have I seen? I have seen an increase in my muscle mass since I started taking creatine. Molly, Jesus. So she doesn't do this all day, and then she waits until I go live. Like, she absolutely knows that she's being a pain in the ass right now. So there's a study. I'm going to read this here. Even if you're not even working out, okay, even if you're just a couch potato and a half, they have found that taking 20 grams of creatine 4 times a week, you still increase your muscle strength significantly. So even without any training whatsoever, if you're taking creatine, your muscle strength just goes up. So, I mean, who could say no to that? Why wouldn't you add this to your fitness journey? So I added it about 6 months ago. I've definitely seen an increase in my muscle mass. This is also something that helps you recover between sets, or on rest days. It improves your energy levels during your actual workouts. It gives you a little extra boost. It prevents a little, from the muscle fatigue setting in so soon. So you're going to see gains in both strength, just strength alone, and in the size of your muscles. So, and don't worry, this isn't something that, is like steroids, or anything like that. That's not natural for your body. This is something your body already produces. This is taken directly from those amino acid chains when you consume protein. So, and also it's helpful for bone mass, so as you age, if you're kind of getting up there in age, you need to be concerned about bone mass. So having good lean muscle mass on your body is going to help prevent osteoporosis. And yes, men, you get osteoporosis too. I just saw a man this morning, and I felt really bad. My heart went out to him. He was all hunched over, and he was probably in his 60s. And he was just kind of shuffling, and you could tell like he just had really poor muscle mass, and really poor bone density. He could barely support his own weight. He was an older guy. He probably definitely was suffering from some sort of bone density issues in his back. So this is something, especially if you have had a history of back issues, if you have a family history of osteoporosis, even if it's men or women, if you have an older relative in your family who has that hunched over position, that is a bone density issue thing. So that should be something that we should be concerned about as well as we age. And people with higher muscle mass, as you age, you actually have less chronic health issues. You have a longer life. So you have a ton of benefits from having really good high levels of lean muscle mass on your body. So it's not a magic pill, obviously. It's not just like something you just scoop into your water or your shake in the day, and then magically you're going to be a muscular person, right? I mean, it's going to help. It's not going to hurt, but you definitely want to be working on cutting your body fat, of course, and increasing your muscle resistance work, your working with free weights, working with static weights, doing the functional fitness types of movements that you need to not only prevent injury, but also to help you as you age. So don't worry about, if you're going to get really big and look kind of weird or like a bodybuilder. That's not what's going to happen. It's just going to help improve your performance, help improve your muscular energy, help improve your muscle build. I've definitely noticed that. So definitely add it. The answer is yes. It's not dangerous. I put a scoop in my shake that I normally have on a daily basis. I didn't have my shake today though, because the day got away from me and I just kind of forgot. And I also put a scoop in my like my hydration / pre-workout drink. So I'll start kind of drinking that before my workout, maybe 15 minutes before. The pre-workout gives me a little bit of energy. It gives me the creatine, gives me that extra energy to push a little harder in my workouts. So I've definitely noticed a difference. So definitely, I'm a thumbs up on the creatine. I recommend it. I don't recommend it to all my clients, but the clients that I'm working with who are really focused on improving their muscle mass, improving their fitness, getting muscle gain, getting that strength gains, I definitely approve of using creatine in your fitness and health journey. So hopefully that this was helpful, and hey, check us out next week. Every Monday we come to you with little 15-20 minute tidbits of fitness, nutrition, and exercise and mindset kinds of education. This is just to help you. It's not all about just, I eat X and then I lose this amount of weight, or I do this workout and then I lose this amount of weight. It's much more complex than that. There's so many different aspects of health and fitness. There's so many different things that can enhance your journey to make it easier, to make you perform even more, to push it even further. And that's why I'm such a fan of coaching, because you have this entire support resource, and you're not just throwing, spaghetti on the wall and hoping something sticks, So with my clients, I just spoke with one this morning. She just hit her 20 pounds lost marker. So fantastic, such a celebration. And, it's just the difference. It's not that she didn't know what to do, but the issue is, once you hit a plateau, what do you do? And you have to be strategic about it. You have to be scientific about it. You have to gather a lot of data. There's a lot of kind of trial and error going on, but it's very strategic and it's collaborative, and maybe there's just something going on with you that you're not even really aware of, but maybe your trainer can say, hey, have you tried this, or is this an issue, or and it might have been something you never had thought of. So I definitely encourage you, if you've never tried our coaching programs, if you're a fire team member, or if you've fallen off with your membership and you're frustrated about where you're at, you're frustrated maybe about a plateau you've hit and you haven't been making any progress lately, do the coaching program at least for 30 days. I definitely recommend 90 days, because that makes the biggest difference. My client just now, she just ended her 3 months, lost 20 pounds. So of course, that's a huge progress. That's much better than what she's been able to do on her own, losing maybe only 5 to 8 pounds over like a 6 month period. So it basically is going to guarantee you to kind of progress a lot quicker, right? So want to get you moving faster in that right direction, and using those tools, techniques, and those things that maybe you would have never thought of, and you finding out what works for you, which is the most important thing, right? I don't care. There's like 90 different ways out there today to lose weight. If you just say, how do I lose weight, right? You're going to be inundated with ideas, techniques. These people saying, this worked for me, this worked for them, this always works, this didn't work. And you get like really confused. You're like, well, what the heck? I don't know what's going to work for me. And there's so many choices, right? You can't just try them all, right? So, we have to be very focused and strategic, and not doing the, well, let's just throw a bunch of shit at it and hope something sticks. No, we're going to be strategic about it. We're going to, do kind of the trial by error, but we're going to be, we're only going to do like an elimination kind of thing. We're going to say, okay, we have these 4 options on the list that look like they might be the best for you. Let's try number 1 in a very specific way. If we don't see any progress, then we're going to cross that one off the list and move on to number 2. Or maybe number 1 kind of worked. Well, maybe we can combine number 1 and number 2 in a certain way to make it work for you. So I know it sounds like math, but that kind of is, because everybody's body is a different equation. We have to find the right equation for your body. So what's working for her it's not specifically what's working for me. It's not specifically what's worked for another client of mine. So it is very, very, very personalized. So that's why we give you kind of some general direction, some general eating plans, but we definitely encourage you to find the path that works for you, that gives you the progress that you are happy with, right? And if that's not working out, then you need to work with a coach to create a customized plan for you. So that is what's going to make you work faster, work smarter, right? And not bang your head up against the wall like every day of your health and fitness journey. It should become like second nature, basically. So yes, there's going to be some adjustments, there's going to be some growing pains, but eventually it's going to just feel like second nature to you, and you're going to be on the plan that works for you. It's going to be perfect, it's going to be progressing, and you're going to be like, gosh, this is kind of a smooth journey. I'm not struggling anymore. I'm not feeling like I'm, just pounding my head against the wall every day, struggling to get to my goals. I know I'm on this right path. I know I'm doing the plan that works for me, and I know I'm eventually going to get to that goal. So that's what we want to do with you. So if you haven't tried a coaching program, you need to do it, because you're going to get results. All right, guys, we will see you next week.